Hi, everyone. I'm Lily Genovese. I'm the coordinator for Trout in the Classroom here in New York City and the New York City Watersheds. Welcome to our STEM Fireside Chats. We are excited today to have Mandy Nix. She is the Watershed Education Specialist at Stroud Water Research Center. Thank you for joining us. And we also have students Jade and Hannah Mizuki, who are from John Brown High School, located in New York City, who will be interviewing Mandy today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I'm going to turn it right over to our students.
Hi, I'm Hannah Mizuki. Have you always known you wanted to work as a freshwater educator? And if not, what sparked you to go into this field?
My answer is that I really think that sometimes I've always been on some kind of road trip towards freshwater environmental education, and somebody leading the road trip just never told me what the GPS coordinates were. So along the way, I was able to really, I'd say all the way from the time that I was little growing up, roll down my window, so to speak, and pop over here and try something on the roadside, experiment with other careers. So if you name a niche profession, I probably considered it as a 10-year-old, from costume designer to audiobook reader to pet costume designer to journalist. And when I go back to my earliest childhood idols, my favorite humans in the whole wide world were Steve Irwin, Jane Goodall, LeVar Burton. So if you were to plot me in a wetland with an alligator in one hand and a picture book in the other, and then cue the Reading Rainbow theme song and let me speak fluent chimp, I would have been in my happy place. But it took me upwards of 2 decades to realize that education was my passion, and that education was a way to take all those worlds I loved so much, art, the outdoors, the environment, and become a storyteller who forgot about gatekeeping to those worlds, flung the gates wide open, and welcomed anyone who strolled right up to come inside and bend down and try and figure out what frog was making that bizarre noise. So I think that right there is the beauty of both environmental education and falling in love with STEM careers. There's not really a rush to know from the get which one you're going to end up inside.
Thank you, Mandy, for that really beautiful answer of yours. And the next question is, for students who want to pursue a career as an ecologist, what advice would you give for them?
That is a really good one. So, there's a whole fun box of advice I'd probably give, but I think my best advice is to find an equilibrium between making the space that you need to make to shine and setting the pace that you need to set to sustain yourself. I heard someone say recently that you can't save a burning planet if you have burnout. And right now, your generation of youth and teenagers blow me away because you're on track to be the most diverse, educated, and progressive generation we've ever had before. That's a statistical fact. But I would also argue, even a few years shy of 18, you're maybe feeling some of the greatest pressure to save a world that you're not totally a part of yet. Because again, some of you, you're still finishing high school. So I think what's really important to remember if you want a career in STEM is that this is a passion project. And it begins in your own backyard. It begins in your own community. And it's not entirely on you to have the environmental responsibility to save it, but there is a magic that you can already seize right now in getting to know it, falling in love with it. And so if you really want a career in STEM in the outdoors, I would start with things like my cell phone that just disappeared into a river, the bridges that you have right here to the outside world in terms of free apps that you can find online and on your cell phone to already start learning everything from bird calls to twig ID in winter. Go ahead and start reaching out to your local parks and forests, wildlife refuges, citizen science groups. Find out who and where you can volunteer as a miner and get your hands dirty crawling up a mountainside looking for salamanders alongside adults in the field. Go ahead and start mist-netting songbirds at 5 a.m. or planting in an urban garden. Whatever things that you can do to basically get paid dirt or nothing to play in the dirt, I think that's where you're gonna wanna start, really just falling in love with this career. And you're not just building resume bullets as you do that, you're building a worldview. And again, you're just trying on boots for size to figure out if this is a field you wanna step into, or if it's gonna remain a passion that you do in addition to whatever your day job is someday.
Thank you, Mandy, again for that really insightful answer. And the last question is, One of the 3 certifications you have is called Leave No Trace Trainer. Can you explain what it is? What trainings could students pursue now to prepare for careers in STEM and stewardship in the future?
Goal of Leave No Trace is to leave as little of a footprint, as little of a trace as possible as human beings in order to preserve those very same outdoor spaces that we really want to protect and recreate in. And so the Leave No Trace principles that are created by essentially those behind Leave No Trace are saying that you want to plan your trip appropriately and responsibly before you head out to the outdoors. You want to resist the urge to take that gorgeous ephemeral wildflower and then pocket it just because it makes you happy for a second. And there's a lot of other principles that can get pretty intimate and pretty advanced that the Leave No Trace Trainer course, usually a 2-day experience in the outdoors, can equip you to better teach other people about. And the best part about a training like Leave No Trace Trainer is that there's a lot of other trainings out there that are great for entry-level professionals where you are taught how to teach these aspects of environmental education and environmental stewardship. Other great ones are the environmental education certifications that a lot of states provide, the National Association for Interpretation in AI, they have interpretive guide trainings that you're going to find are almost a prerequisite for a lot of interpretive park rangers. If your dream is to go out there and be a park ranger at, a national forest and elsewhere. And all of these trainings do kind of have a price sticker. They are something that I always recommend you advocate for yourself on. Try and find a scholarship, an employer, or someone else to help you fund it. But they're just really exciting ways when you get farther enough in your profession and you're really committed to say, okay, I'm going to get some professional development. And again, not just build my resume, but really build my worldview along the way.
Thank you so much, Mandy, for all of this super insightful information. I think you're helping us all learn so much about your career and other STEM careers that are out there, especially in freshwater ecology. Really appreciate it. And also thank you to our students, Jade and Hana Mizuki from John Brown High School. We really appreciate you guys participating, and I hope your trout are doing well in your classroom. And I know they'll be released pretty soon, so I look forward to seeing everyone again at our next STEM Fireside Chat. Everyone have a great Friday and a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Jade and Hana Mizuki and Trout Unlimited. It was really excited to sit down with you for the STEM Fireside Chat. And also, I just want to thank all of the young people who might be listening to this, because I've spent my whole life, including a decade ago when I was your age, being told the same mantra over and over again, which is protect the earth for future generations, for our children and for our children's children and for their children. And right now, as we feel more urgency than ever before in regards to climate change and pollution protections, those children are here. That future is here right now. There's living history being made. And I just want you to remember that you should always advocate for yourself. Don't let anyone tell you that your dreams take up too much space, that they're too big, that your ideals for environmental justice need to take a little bit more time, that you just need to wait a little bit longer. Because more than ever before, the time is upon us to collaborate intersectionally, intergenerationally, and we need all of your dreams, no matter what level of education, no matter what day job, or no matter what next steps you follow. So thank you again. I was really excited to be part of this adventure, and have a great rest of your day.